Hey everybody! So today we're going to talk some more about the Galactic Center. Specifically some more about whistleblowers in the Galactic Center, how the Galactic Center may have impacted their whistleblowing, their truth-telling, that kind of thing, and how having or not having conjunctions to the Galactic Center or Jupiter retrograde or what have you, or trines, how all of these might play into how things turned out for them. But before I get into all of that, I want to make mention, a disclaimer, like with all of my videos having to do with the Galactic Center. I am not a Galactic Center expert. I have a lot of astrological knowledge, but this is one area where I am literally just fucking with astrology. Just tossing out some ideas, some theories that I have, some things that I've noticed, and trying to figure this Galactic Center thing out and the pieces that might have to do with it. So, and I reserve the right for any or all of this to be wrong later on, because this is really just playing around with things, figuring things out, playing around with ideas. So anyway, without further ado, we'll start with Colleen Rowley. Now, here's her chart. She testified to the Senate and the 9/11 Commission about lapses in the handling of 9/11 and in things that were perhaps known about the attacks, or things having to do with things they knew beforehand but maybe didn't do anything about. So she is a whistleblower. She has the Sun and Mercury conjunct the Galactic Center. Her North Node is also very close to it. It's in Capricorn, but it's still in that window that I'm looking at. She has the South Node. Obviously, it's opposing the Galactic Center, conjunct the Galactic Anti-Center. It's wide though, but it's still within that that degree that I'm looking at here. She also has Jupiter retrograde, and she has Pluto is trine the GC. So she has the conjunctions to the Galactic Center. She has Jupiter retrograde, which I think both of those not only do conjunctions to the Galactic Center kind of charge that planet, perhaps, or feed information to that planet, or give that planet an urge to seek truth, or what have you. I think the Galactic Center can feed that planet a lot of different ways, the planet conjunct. But I also think it can act as a source of protection. Jupiter retrograde, I know I've mentioned before. I think it can also function as a source of protection for these people in these kinds of cases. Also, though, I do think that the GC is very in tune with Jupiter retrograde as it is. The energy seems to be similar. It does feel similar to me. And then she has the trine, Pluto trine the GC, as a way to bring it down to Earth. Now, I realize that Pluto is a generational planet and does move slower, but I would still count it here. I would. I would still count it here as a way to bring things down to Earth. I know there's some people that might disagree with that, just because it is generational. But I think I would count it here. So she has all of these going on for her in her chart. She was not offed Nothing weird happened to her. Essentially, she had the safe passage to be able to, or what seems to me to be the safe passage, to be able to tell her truth, to blow that whistle, and not suffer any real danger. I mean, there could have been people that, you know, I don't know, there could have been people that threatened her, but she didn't die. Nothing weird happened to her. So she does seem to kind of go along with the theme with the other whistleblowers that have maybe had an easier time blowing their whistle. And I say easy because I don't think it's ever, I say easy like that because I don't think it's ever really easy to blow a whistle like this. But an easier time than, say, somebody who maybe is lacking some of those things. The next person that we are going to talk about is Mark Whitaker. Here is his chart. Now, he does not have anything conjunct the Galactic Center. He does have the opposition. Mars is opposing the Galactic Center or conjunct the Galactic Anti-Center. He has Jupiter retrograde. And he also has, let me see. What's trine? Something was trine. Hold on. Pluto is also trine the GC. Sorry, I was looking at the lines from a weird angle. I couldn't really tell. So he has all of them except for the conjunction. Now, I know there's a movie made about him called The Informant. I've never seen it. So I'm essentially, according to Wikipedia, he was the president of bioproducts. He was the president of the Illinois-based bioproducts division at Archer Daniels Midland. He became the highest level corporate executive in U.S. history to become an FBI whistleblower. For 3 years, he acted as a cooperating witness for the FBI, which was investigating ADM for price fixing. Now, he was sentenced to 9 years in prison for embezzling money from ADM. Sorry, I just wanted to read that off there so I didn't get anything wrong. But, so he's lacking the conjunction. He has the other stuff, but he's lacking the conjunction to the Galactic Center, which, like I've said, does seem to add an element of protection. He spent time in prison, so he's out now, but, you know, he did spend some time in prison. So even though he has Jupiter retrograde, he's lacking that conjunction to the Galactic Center. So he is lacking an element of protection, which does stand out here to me, especially in terms of whistleblowing and these two things kind of being a protective force. Now, the next person I want to look at, his birthday is disputed. I've seen it as 2 different dates. So I have both charts. One date, hold on, let me make sure I've got this right. No. Okay. This is, okay, and I might pronounce his name wrong. Alexander Livinetko. I might be pronouncing this wrong. He was a Russian defector who told a lot of, stuff about the way that Russia did things, essentially. He coined the term mafia state. This is one of his charts for one of the dates of birth on file. I do not have a time for either day. So this date is for the 4th of December, 1962. Personally, This one doesn't have Jupiter retrograde. It doesn't have the conjunction to the galactic center or the opposition. It does have a trine. Mars is trine the galactic center. This very well could be his, but the other chart that I actually like more for him is the one for August 30th of 1962. And this is what it looks like. This one has Jupiter retrograde. It still doesn't have anything conjunct the galactic center. Uranus is trine it, is trine the GC, and Mars opposes the GC. Now, the reason why I like this one better, in either case, there's nothing conjunct the galactic center. But in the one for August 30th, there is Jupiter retrograde, which I do think correlates with the GC energy and truth telling and things like that. And he was he wasn't well liked for the things that he said in Russia. Once he defected, he was not well liked there. Lacking that protection, though, the protective element of the conjunction, which he is. In either chart you look at, he's lacking that. He ended up being, what was he poisoned by? He ended up dying like in a terrible way. Hold on, it was awful. He was poisoned. I think it was plutonium poisoning. Yes, plutonium-210. Horrifying, horrible way to die. I can't remember I don't think Russia took credit for this, but it probably was them. Getting back at him for blowing the whistle on shit they did. So, I don't know. I mean, it really could be either chart because I have seen his birthday disputed, but he really does fit the whistleblower theme, which does make me think Jupiter retrograde probably is involved. If there's no conjunction to the GC, Jupiter retrograde probably does need to be there. Probably. Again, this is all just theory. But from what I've seen so far, it seems like it might need to be. But yeah, just some other things, some other whistleblowers that I found that kind of go along with the same theme of being protected or not being protected, and why. But I'm gonna get going because the other video about the GC this week was really long, so I'm gonna get going. If you want to follow us on Instagram, go to find us at Let's Fuck with Astrology. I am at Saturn Season Astrology on Instagram. Natalie is at Abaturno Astrology on Instagram. If you want to subscribe to us or whatever on YouTube, you can search for Let's Fuck with Astrology in the YouTube search bar. If you do the Reddit thing, come join us on the subreddit Let's Fuck with Astrology. And if you're interested in the star cards, go to letsfuckwithastrology.com/star-cards. Okay, y'all. I'll see y'all later.